In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? I'm so not prepared for this stream. I was debating whether or not to go live at 8:30 or a bit before, and here I am. How you doing, everybody? Why is the chat not showing up even on the right-hand side? I have no idea. 1 second, let me see if I can find the chat button. Why is the chat not showing up? I have to refresh it. Let me just refresh the chat box. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, 1 second, let me just start this camera up again because the camera's not quite right. Are we working? I think we're working. I think we are working now. Good evening, JC. Good evening, Dre Zera, Preetum, Mr. Anderson, Darren Walsh, Thomas McCarthy, It's Raw G, Another Hoops, Bilal, Michael Svedin, Vince Chapman's there as well with Phil, John M, and many, many more of you. James Bang is up at the middle of the evening, or morning, I should say. Did you listen to Steve-O's stream, Jason? What are your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Elite J over the last 12 hours or so. It's been a lot of talk about my team. So I really don't think I need to go into too much detail about my team, other than the fact that it performed awful. But that's FPL. You win some, you lose some. I'm old enough and ugly enough to let it wash off my back. You know, yes, Steve-O's above me. Well done, Steve-O. Well done. He mentioned that I heard about his -20 and that I was trying to block him off by bringing in Mohamed Salah. Yeah. I definitely wanted to block you off, Steve-O. That's why I took out Rashford, a player that you own, to replace him with Greenwood, and bring in Salah and Gomez, a player that you weren't even suggesting. But yeah, I definitely did it to block you off. Yeah. I feel this could be Frankie Ferb response to literally, I really don't care what Steve-O thinks. And the biggest irony, of course, is, for God knows how long, he keeps saying, Jason, I don't care. I can't do his voice, guys. I can't do it. Jason, I can't care less what you're doing. I mean, I'm focusing on the Cash League. I couldn't care less. And then the 1 week I have an absolute stinker. For about 3 hours, it's just him talking about me and how my team has been awful and my player selection has been awful. Getting people... Right, guys, I want you to call up tonight and give him some stick. I mean, that really shows the maturity of that narcissistic reaction to this game week. I am far, far over being upset about this game week. I'm cool. I mean, the sun will come up tomorrow morning. Okay, for 4 hours. It's winter in the UK. But there's more to life than fantasy football, and if it would be a great stream if Steve-O was here. By all means, Steve-O, if you're watching or you want to come onto Discord, I'm free to talk to you on Discord, because you've got a lot to say about my team, and maybe you should be #playing your own game. Jimenez in tonight? Maybe not. Maybe I'll do another -16. Maybe I'll do another -8. I don't really. I find it flattering that people owe me so much of their attention when I'm doing so bad. I'm almost at 1 million rank in the world, and people are owing me this much attention. It's quite flattering, to be honest with you. Never mind the Juggernauts, for example, who's top of the Cash League. Never mind a man Dylan or Sultan Syed, as you can see on the screen. Never mind them. Let's just talk about me. No, I'm not salty, Jane. I was salty last night, but that was mainly because of Solskjaer. If you get to know me, you know that it's not the end of the world. Daily Lam also did take a -16, but swore hits for a month is the point of my saying not to set you up for. I heard you say that to Stevo. Did I get overconfident that Trent? I had this feeling that Salah was going to do something today. I really did had a vision that Salah was going to explode. I know it's Sheffield United, and I just wanted Salah in, and Maddison hasn't been performing really much. Like, out of all the players I had, it was either getting out Pogba, which I just brought in by so I either take out a player that I've just brought in who I feel is going to start for Man United and who's going to do really well, or take out Maddison, who's got a tough fixture, hasn't been performing that well, and bringing in Salah. So, I mean, and I wasn't the only person to bring Salah in for a point hit. I know of at least 5 or 6 people, either in Discord and in real life, that brought in Salah for a -4 or involved in a -8. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly like a transfer that was really shocking. But I obviously the Greenwood one was a punt. I know the Greenwood one, and I just admire Greenwood. I really do. I really admire him as a player, and I just wish he would have started. I really do. It's going to read some of the comments out in chat. I'm salty as AF. Romelo, don't be. It's just a game. Don't get upset about a free game on the internet. Trust me, there is way more things in life that are more important than this. Salah missed a great chance in the first 2 minutes. Thier, he did, and it would have been a Trent Alexander-Arnold assist. Hulst says, I don't get why Pogba didn't start. You'd hope now that he will start the bigger games. I mean, I don't know. Salah should have banged today after 5 minutes. I missed hurt a lot. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just that's football. This is football, and this is why it's such a great game. Is that it's so unpredictable. This season, more so than any that I can think of in recent memory, is very unpredictable. KDB's points didn't move me up the ranks because many people captain or vice captained him after Vardy. A lot of people getting lucky vice captains this week. A lot of people getting lucky vice captains. A lot of people benefiting from points off the bench. I know who was it who had Abraham? Who's in chat? Who was it who had Tammy Abraham? Was it you, James Bang? Was it you that got Tammy Abraham on the bench? Fabianski and for Gaeta? I like Fabianski. I had him a lot of last season. He's a save magnet. Could happen. What about Richarlison? Yeah, got an assist again. Everton under Ancelotti could definitely be worth a punt. I think I'd probably go with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, though, if I was to bring in anyone from Everton. The 1 week I needed bench points, they all sucked. Dendonka, Rico and Lundstrom. What a joke. Yeah. But they're in the same boat, JC. You're in the same boat as a lot of people. And you're going to see people in the chat throwing about 60 plus scores this week, and that's fine. That's what people do when they have a good game week. They want to share it with everybody. Those people, when they have a bad game week, they're nowhere to be seen. It's the best game. It's nice to do well, but it's the best thing is about finding this channel and community. Paul Mansell, that's very, very kind of you for saying so. Check the league gappage I posted in the team screenshots. Well, I can tell you in terms of gappage, Steve will now be, I think he's going to be, so I got 34 points. When we take into point the bonus points coming in, it's going to be 34 points. And Steve-O, I think, is going to be on 62 points, which is a 13-point swing. So I started the game week 15 points ahead. He's now going to be 13 points ahead. That's a massive swing. Massive swing. Well done to him. I would consider Sidibe and Calvert-Lewin in a few game weeks, said Drezera. I rate both of those players. I think Calvert-Lewin under Ancelotti could be worth a punt. Have you got any transfer plans in the making? Manchester Reds, I'm actually going to take a bit of a break from FPL, to be honest with you. Because it's not healthy. I overthink things too much. I have been overthinking things a lot. And I think that it's detrimental. it's detrimental to the way I play FPL. My gun-ho cavalier attitude to taking points hits has obviously come back to haunt me. And the panda that I sacrificed the FPL gods obviously didn't do me any favors. So Aguero did score though, which is always good. What's my new plan now, Jason? How will you take Steve-O down again? Pritom, I will just carry on playing my own game, and I'll play it the way I want to play it. And maybe Steve-O will stay ahead of me now for the rest of the season. You know, he's a safe player. He says it himself. He makes boring moves. He doesn't bring in wild differentials or massive punts. He's a pretty dullard player. And if that's the way that you like to play FPL, by all means, go ahead and play it that way. I respect you for playing FPL that way. Jason, you saw what happened when FPL Bruno took a break from FPL. He started doing well. Maybe it might happen to you. Maybe it might do, Bilal. I mean, it might happen. I certainly think that it can't do me any harm taking a bit of a break. De Bruyne is going to be on bonus 3. Yeah. FPL has affected your efficiency at work. Yeah, this is a real big talking point, especially from weeks like this. This time of year, believe it or not, guys, this time of year, there is a big problem with mental health. This time of year, people can get quite down for various reasons, and after a game week like this, you should not let FPL honestly affect you. Like, there is people that suffer from SAD syndrome, which is seasonal affective disorders and stuff like that. And then there's a lot of chat and discussion that I'm not qualified enough to talk about in terms of the mental pressures and the effects of a game like this, which requires a lot of mental. I mean, it fatigues you mentally at the end of the day. This game is torturing to a lot of people, including myself. I love your hit playing a little bit aggressive, but okay, enjoy your game. I do enjoy my game, Pritam. I mean, I've said it all along. I enjoy fantasy football. I enjoy making moves that get people talking. No, not because I want you guys to be like, oh my god. I do it because I find it fun. Okay, a game is about having fun. If you win it, it's a bonus. I mean, of course, the chances of winning this game is 7 million plus to 1. So it doesn't help being a United fan. I mean, United are on the up at the moment, and we've got the potential to get into the top 4. Couldn't have said that at the beginning of the season, but I've got realistic. I've got hopes. Jason, FPL can be similar to gambling addiction at times, and it causes anxiety, stress. Yeah, you can just ask my missus. I was just trying to digest everything that happened today, and I was being quiet, and I wasn't. My family's there, and my little one's wanting to play with me, and I'm just literally sat quiet on the sofa, just trying to digest what's happened, and it just brings things into perspective when, you've had a game week like this and everyone else around you is concerned because you're acting in that manner. And just have to open your eyes and think like long term. You have to think outside of this one game week. It's more pressure for me because we have an FPL channel and people always expect big things from me. Last season, I had an absolute blinder of a season. Finished just outside the top 1,300. This season started off really well. Just went really bad ever since. But then I've seen other content creators that are very respected in the community doing average and struggling at times this season. I think that it does add pressure on you to being a content creator. But one of the things I feel that we've got going for us at Elite FPL is that we want to create a forum for people to come on and talk about this game. And it's not just about me and Steve-O, even though arguably the content over the last few streams has been about me and Steve-O. But I mean, I have always wanted this to be an open exchange of information. Something where people can come on easily on their mobile phones, on their computers, onto Discord and talk. I mean, no one can get shot down about their decisions. Nobody should be given stick for having a bad game week outside the realms of pure fun and joking. I think that you should concentrate on your own game and also get information from others in a positive way. Jason, we all have our wildcards now. I think positive. I'm thinking positive. I am thinking positive. Peter S, this channel's helped my mental health too. You're doing a great job with this community. That's interesting, Peter, because we never intended to have that effect on people. So and the fact that Steve-O said earlier on, I mean, we don't dress anything up on this show. We don't have a script that we read from. We don't have a stock response. We don't pat each other on the back when things go good. We don't pat each other, we don't say there when things go bad. I mean, you saw Steve-O, he's been laying into me all of last night. He's been laying into me today. He's obviously very, very happy. It's very hard for him to hide that. I'm just a different person to him. I'm a little bit more humble. I'm a little bit more somber. In greed, this channel has been wonderful for my own. Thank you, Uncle GCTV. Jason, do you think Bournemouth will go down at the end of the season? Wow, they're not doing well at the moment. I'm shocked. They're not scoring. I mean, they're well. I'd be worried if I was a Bournemouth fan. Lundstrom didn't play. Yeah, I mean that was a surprise, to be honest with you. For those of you, yeah, this is my team on the screen. And for those of you who don't already realise that I'm fielding 9 players. Fielding only 9 players this week. Alpha 9 says I'll quit the game. Don't just enjoy the game, man. 65 points from 10 players, says Firetog. I only watch for the banter, says Mavid in chat. There's a banter here. Harbour Boy says the community here provides us a good social connection for many people. Stevie in chat. Stevie Goddard. Jay, you were loving life outscoring Steve-O, even though you didn't play. You play it down. I watched you. I have basically, since the channel has been formed, I've been doing very well. I've been doing well. I mean, I've been above Steve-O pretty much the entire time that channel's been conceived. Like, since I first came on the show, it's just been that way. So this is going to add a different dynamic to the show. I'm not going to I have to congratulate him. Because it's almost like he's now he said himself he's given up on the cash league. He's given up on catching the top 4. So maybe he's concentrating on just being above me, and maybe he's happy about that. Steve-O puts his heart and soul into the game. Steve-O puts his absolute 100% heart and soul into the game. Jane Tutuno, he does. The community we've built is great. Better game weeks will come ahead. Absolutely, Tobias. We've been there before. I mean, who's been playing this game for like 9 seasons? Like, yes, these game weeks happen, especially in the Christmas period where there's lots of rotation. This is just part of the norm. Okay, you're gonna have people there gloating about their 67 points. They're gonna have people there that have captained KDB. You're gonna have people that have captain Vardy, vice captain KDB, or vice captain Mane, and you're there and you sat there thinking, why is my captain only getting me 2 points? This is going to happen, and absolutely, it's just part and parcel of the game. It averages itself out over the course of a season, generally speaking. Yeah, I mean, there's a half season to go. I mean, the amount of people, that's another thing. There's an amount of people that are going to quit, that will quit. I can guarantee you now. You'll see more inactive teams in January. You'll see a lot of people quitting now. People going back to work, people having enough, fed up of football, fed up of fantasy football, quit the game. They will never know where they will finish, and it's sad, really. You spent this many months playing a game, and and just giving it up. It's it's a shame. FPL is all about highs and lows. We should enjoy it as a community in the first place. Yeah, enjoy it as a community. I mean, again, we are all rivals. We are all against each other. By the way, do you like my mug? We are all against each other, but it doesn't mean that we can't be nice to each other and civil to each other and enjoy each other's advice and enjoy each other's opinions. Because if you want to play, if you just want to be solo, then why bother watching the stream in the first place? I support Liverpool, so I'm playing until the end. Zahil, I mean, Liverpool have won the league, and I would never have thought that this time of the season, Liverpool would have had this lead. And if you're a Liverpool fan, this has been something which Liverpool have been waiting for a hell of a long time, a real long time, and I just hope that it's not as bad as I think it's going to be, with all the Liverpool fans just constantly going on about how they won the league. Sorry, I'm just looking at the table at the moment. So yeah, just green for Liverpool. Just ridiculous. Played 19 games, won 18. It's they could get a record. Anyone see Liverpool losing? Like, seriously. Maybe against United. Jason, what do you think of Haaland going to Dortmund? As a United fan, I'm gutted because I thought he could have added a lot to United. Dortmund got Haaland for 20 million. What a bargain. Thoughts? Bilal, I mean, anything when it comes to United and business and transfers, we've not made a lot of decent signings for what seems to be the last 4 or 5 years now. Do you think that there'll still be a chance of Liverpool not winning the league? No. Ryan, Sicha, and I don't think there's any chance of Liverpool not winning the league. We all overthink it. In the end of the day, half the game is luck. Yeah, it is. If anyone wants to come on and talk about this game week, you're more than welcome to come into the waiting room. We've got Phil in the waiting room at the moment. Hello, Phil. Good evening. You're on the I don't even know what I've called this stream. This is the reaction, game week reaction on the Sunday. Can you hear me, Phil? Hello, Phil. I think he's watching the stream and he's not talking to me. Right, I'll put you back in the waiting room, Phil, and let me know when you're ready. Right, so yes, just skimming over my team. Gaeta getting me 3 points. Gaeta there with a save. He's up against Norwich next. Do I keep him? Do I sell him? What's your thoughts on that? Aurier. Wait there. Yeah, Aurier getting me the -1. Soyuncu with obviously not featuring. Gomez and Trent Alexander getting me 6 points with bonuses, I think. Going to be coming on top. I think they get bonus 2 each, I believe. Someone might correct me. Salah blanking, but getting the clean sheet point now and 3. Pogba not featuring. Sterling getting me 3 points, and my captain Aguero does return the goal. Got subbed off. This is another worry now. I mean, Jesus on the bench. Aguero playing 80 minutes. Will Aguero play in the next game? This is the risk you take with players like Aguero. Vardy not playing. The birth of is it his daughter? Is he had a little girl? I think. I don't know if someone wants to correct me on that one. Having a child is partner having a child, and Greenwood not playing a single minute. So I'm getting Todd Cantwell and Dendonka off the bench for a measly 2 points. Yay! It's great. Let's see if we can bring Phil on now. Good evening, Phil. Can you hear me? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's I thank you for turning the stream off because I could hear it on in the background. Yeah, I've had better game weeks. I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty dismal. I'm trying to take every positive I can from it, and it's nice to see some of the comments. In fact, not some. I'm having a lot of positive, encouraging comments in the chat, actually, from people who can sympathise with it. I mean, at the end of the day, you roll a dice, you gamble, and it is exactly that is exactly it. And it's not like I was like in the top 10 of the Cash Mini League, and this has really damaged my potential to win some serious money. This is just me now, just trying to do something that could be. Oh, you're muted. Oh, sorry. There you go. You should be able to hear Phil now. Sorry, yep. I do apologize. I had you muted. Yeah, starting from the beginning. Yeah, so you're saying basically, you win some, you lose some. There's plenty of game weeks left. On to the next game week.
I mean, like, we're still right in the middle. I've just posted a thing in the team screenshots. I broke down the Cash League of like what the gap is between places and that.
Yeah.
And I know it's 140 points, but it's still only 8 points a week you need to get back.
Yeah.
If you look at it that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Let's be realistic now. I just need to try and finish in the top 250,000. That is what that's my goal. All right, to finish in the top 250,000, and just damage limitation, which will mean shifting from my very erratic playstyle to a more safer Steve-O-esque playstyle, which will probably play into Steve-O's hands, to be fair, because Steve-O likes to go calculated and calm and slow with his moves. But whereas, just on the subject of Steve-O, I just want to say that what Steve-O didn't mention was that on the Friday stream afterwards, when he said that he couldn't do the -20 because he was 0.1 off, on Skype, before he went off on Skype, I said, so what's the chances of you doing these moves then, Steve-O? He goes, well, I can't do them, so I'm not doing them. So he literally told me he wasn't doing those moves that evening. So I knew, and either I thought he was a liar, which would play into his narrative that I was copying him, which, by the way, I think that's a bit of a stretch to try and claim that I was copying him with the moves I made. It's it's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny that that he came out with that, because it was quite surprising, really. What's your thoughts on him saying that I was trying to block him off by taking out Rashford, a player that he owns?
I think that was just a off the cuff comment, Jason. I don't think he really meant much by it. I mean, I think if he was copying his side, you wouldn't be taking Rashford out your side.
I think he did that to try and impart a reaction from me personally. That's what I think. That's what I think he said that.
What for the reaction of the reaction?
Absolutely. That's why he said it. Yeah. So were you listening in as well, Daily Llama, when he said that? He said he wasn't doing the move. Steve-O's getting exposed. This is just sheer truth at the end of the day. And if I've got a witness in the Daily Llama, then fair enough. You could be there and join me in that.
It must be true.
Yeah, absolutely. Conspiracy theories flying around all over the place. Well, it really paid off, didn't it? Bringing Salah in. Yeah. No, but
bringing Salah in, you've saved yourself a transfer further down the line because you're still going to move to 3 Liverpool players for 24.
Yes. Yeah, well, I've got the three. I've got the 3 Liverpool players at the moment. I have said quite some time ago that I was always aiming to get back to 3 Liverpool players after the blank game week. Yes, game week 24 onwards is great. But I just wanted Salah in. I had the choice to bring in Mane or Salah in. I thought Salah was a better pick. It turned out not to be the case this game week. Life goes on. C'est la vie.
I kept Salah over Mane. I got rid of Mane and Trent on the 17. And then I had to bring Trent straight back in after what he done to Leicester.
What's your thoughts on very, very quickly? I've actually made a decision on what I'm going to do to my team. And I certainly, and if you know me, you've probably been watching the stream quite some time now, and you kind of get to know me. I don't really pay attention to what people have to say, and well, I'm just going to say it. I'm actually saving a transfer. I'm not doing anything this coming game week. So this is going to be a first step into the normality of FPL. What's your thoughts on me owning the likes of Greenwood going forward as a non? You're not a United fan, I feel.
Yeah,
you are. as a United fan.
The issue I have with it is when you had Pogba and Rashford, I thought it was okay, maybe taking the risk on Pogba, but
I thought Martial would have been a better option.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is hindsight, isn't it? I mean, I did think Pogba was going to come in and just absolutely just destroy, but I mean,
I do like taking like 1 or 2 gambles, but having 2 gambles from the same team is sort of doubles your risk almost.
Just Ari Hiroki, I've already thought about taking Pogba out and just bringing in Martial, saving the money. That is an option. I'll be waiting for the press conferences and finding out more about my team. I've got myself in a predicament with Aguero as well.
Sorry, one theory I had with Pogba. Do you not think he's did he do 65 minutes or something between the 2 games?
Yeah, roughly about that.
Do you not think that was just sort of a show to show that he can still sort of play and to prepare for a transfer in general? Because I don't understand, like you the other day, why he plays plays 20 minutes, plays a half, and then all of a sudden he don't want to play again.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Pogba. I like to think that he wants to play for the club, and I like to think that he wants to help us get into the top 4. That's something that's worth fighting for now. Only Paul Pogba knows what he wants. I mean, has he publicly come out and said he wants to leave?
It's more just his agent making talk.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he's a Man United player. He's professional. He's a professional footballer, and I think that I would hope that that's not the case. Put it that way. I certainly don't hope. I certainly hope he stays at United. But what you've said is a possibility. Of course, it's a possibility. He could just be putting up on. It could be a sale of Pogba in the January transfer window. It could be just putting him in the shop window, putting him on for a few minutes to show that he's fit. He can play, like you said. Be very disappointed if that's the case. I was, when you have one of those game weeks where you kind of think, yeah, this isn't going well for me. When Vertonghen hit against Aurier and it went in, I thought
I had the same thing. I had Aurier as well. I have Wan-Bissaka the week United keep a clean sheet and he don't play.
Yeah. And then Steve has Williams third sub, and then because Lundstrom isn't playing, Williams is going to come on for him. I mean, that's just completely luck, and there's no calculated effort in that at all, and that's FPL. And the fact of the matter is, my captain didn't blank, and that's one benefit that's one positive I can take away from it. There's a lot of zeros though in my team. And
But that's just unlucky.
That's just rotation.
Ended up with 9 players.
Yeah, it's just unlucky. It's just unlucky. That's out of my control, really, to be honest with you. Pogba will go to Madrid or Barcelona, but in the summer, instead of in the January. Okay. Well, we'll wait and see on that one. Top 4 United, says Dereko's laughing. Apparently doesn't think we've got a chance of getting the top 4. The live average, yeah, I can let you know before anyone else says in chat. I think it's 61.4 in the top 10k, and it's 55. Well, down to it's 61 points in the top 10k and 54 overall, or 54.5 overall on live FPL at the moment.
That would be another red arrow for me then.
Oh, I could tell you where I am. I am going to be 875,000. Bear in mind, I was in the top 500,000, and now I'm going to be 875,000. I'm approaching that 1 million mark. I'm going the wrong way, guys.
It's nice. It's nice up there. The nice climate.
Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind dipping down that low every now and again. As long it means that I have a massive green arrow, hopefully on the horizon. I'm taking it like that. I feel exhausted after going through all these game weeks this month. It's been pretty, FPL Penguin, it's been pretty chock-a-block. But so basically, I know Steve had a few callers on earlier on. We've got yourself on, Phil. Did you speak to Steve about your team at all earlier on today?
No, I weren't on earlier. I think I was 65th in the cash league.
Are you?
I checked.
Can I bring up some of the things that you've linked here then?
Yeah, bring up the 2 things. Don't worry so much about the thing, but the league table I showed, that's the final standings for the Christmas league. So I just wanted to say congratulations to
Let me bring this up.
Juggernauts.
Let me bring this up. One second. Right, hang on a sec. It's great when it works, isn't it? There we go. Right, there we go. It's up on the screen.
Yeah, it's obviously I set up the 6 game weeks of Christmas for during December, and JK's literally just romped home with it. I think was it 60 points he won it by? I can't quite see that on my laptop. So if he can message me with his details, and then we'll arrange sending out the t-shirt to him.
Wow, that's crazy. Is that the team Blood Clat Yang?
Yeah, that's Juggernauts.
Wow. Yeah.
Or it's J. I know it's JK in the Discord.
Is that his name? JK's in Discord. All right. Okay. Yeah. I've seen a lot of JK in Discord. Captain Kane. Wow. Amanda in there as well. 4th.
Yeah.
Well done to you. And have you got your team that you can share how you did this game week, so the limelight's no longer on me?
Well, I've done a -4. I think I'm 65th or 66th in the cash league. 54 points on a -4. KDB rescued me a bit tonight.
Whereabouts in the cash league? Sorry, I was just reading a comment.
Somewhere between 60 and 65.
Let's have a look. Near me then.
Yeah.
Where are you, Phil? There you are. You're above me. Wow, yes. KDB has saved you 54 points, -4, 50 points with bonuses to come. Obviously for KDB there, and you've also got Alexander Arnold as well. Brilliant. So yeah, you surprised? Well, obviously not. Well, it was the circumstances that Vardy was omitted from the squad. But was there any other surprises this game week that, looking at your team? I mean, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka. I thought he would have been ensuring to play. Maybe I didn't expect Brendan to strip his team bare like he did. I believe it was 9 changes he made from his regular 11.
It was very bold, wasn't it? I just want to very quickly read a comment out from Jim Parry. Going back to the mental health issues surrounding fantasy football, I suggest any such are dwarfed by the benefits, the engagement, the competition, the banter, the sense of a community. That Elite FPL is a wonderfully erudite forum, says Jim, and that is very comforting to know that you take that from what we provide, and also the Discord, the Twitter, social media community we've got as well. It's we're all part of it, all in this boat together, and it's great to get this feedback from you guys, especially when you see the likes of me have a game like this. You possibly have had a better game week, and you can feel really good about yourself. Or just look at Steve-O. Just look at Steve-O. He's like a new man, isn't he, at the moment?
And then you look at some of them ones that had captain fouls as well this week.
Yeah.
I see a few that had, like, I know Vardy to Ali aren't really a foul, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your teams, I've got your team up here again. You held fast with Richarlison. He's rewarded you with an assist. I mean, Lundstrom third on the bench. You obviously didn't.
When I had to bring Ali in, Trent in last week, my choice was to either get rid of Richarlison or Ali, and I decided to free up the money from Ali because I weren't overly keen on him. I know he had scored the week before, but I just weren't feeling it.
What's your thoughts on Maddison? So very quickly, because I've taken out Maddison because I obviously had Vardy and Maddison and SHU. So the same triple up on Leicester that you've got, but I've kind of like steered now, even though they've got some great fixtures still ahead. Looking at Maddison's form, I know he's very vital for their set pieces, and he is a playmaker and stuff. But I just thought that money could be used to, obviously you've got Salah already, but fund my moves elsewhere. What's your thoughts on Maddison? Are you thinking that it's a player that you want to keep hold of?
I know he's had them 2 tough fixtures against Liverpool and City, so my sort of plan is to give him these 3 games, especially now that he's had a fairly decent rep in that game. I think he only played 20 minutes. Yeah. So then I'll give him the 3 games up until 24. Then I'll be deciding who to bring in as my third Liverpool player. So that could become Mane.
Absolutely. I mean, so you've already decided that Salah and Mane is a way forward for you in future game weeks.
Well, my choice at the moment is either to go Rashford to Firmino, downgrade Rashford to upgrade Maddison, or upgrade Aurier to Robertson. So it's one between Robertson, Firmino, or
Tottenham
Mane.
Defence just don't look. I mean, Gazaniga in goal are. I mean, he was shocking.
Even with Mourinho, it's the same as I said about the Chelsea situation 6 weeks ago. Something just don't seem right there at the moment.
No, something isn't clicking, is it? Especially in the defensive side. And Harry Kane, even though he did get his goal for the penalty, he just didn't do anything. And I wouldn't be confident owning Harry Kane. Like, especially
when you think for the value of Kane, you could have Calvert-Lewin and Ings.
Exactly. It's the fair play to you though. You own Ings. You've really benefited from that.
10 weeks I've had.
He's been absolutely brilliant FPL wise.
Absolutely kept me sort of reachable to where if I didn't have Ings, I'd be down 90th in the cash league and 200 points all the way from the top. Absolutely. But I'm still optimistic that I can do some moves over, because I know a lot of them are used chips. I'd say probably half of the people above me have probably used their triple captain 3 hits. It's only really the bench boost that most people have held on to.
Guppy, it's very nice to know that you enjoyed the Man U rant. It really was a Man U rant, by the way. I very, very seldom get myself worked up over things like that, to be honest. That's why it was on a mobile phone and not on here. If I'd have had to set everything up like this, I wouldn't have been as angry. Don't bring in Firmino. He's not been scored at Anfield all season. Says Simeon Batchelor. I mean,
one thing I will argue against that is all of Firmino's hauls have been away, and both of the games in the double game week are away.
Anurag's in chat here saying I may pull a Jason type of transfers for the upcoming game week. Be careful, Anurag. That's all I'm going to say. I forgot about the double game week. Probably is going to have to keep Salah then. Simeon, yeah, I mean, what were you thinking of transferring out Salah? Just because he blanked today? Okay. Double Liverpool defense is essential, says Tahir. I think it's. I'm going to go out here and say I think that I would rather have Mane and Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold than having Trent, Gomez, and Salah. Like in game week 24 onwards, I would want to probably look to bring in the double up of Mane and Salah as well, purely because of Liverpool's attacking. Yeah, I think they are just going to go on this run, and they're just going to be far off into the distance. No one's going to be anywhere near them. They're going to be on a high. Teams are going to be not wanting to play against them. The mindset, the teams will almost be defeated when they step out on the field against them. It's that whole aura around Liverpool at the moment. De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne, how much I miss having you in my team. Again today, showing everybody, including me, who don't own him, that he is the best midfielder, creative midfielder in the world, and definitely, someone that you shouldn't miss out of your.
I got rid of him 3 weeks ago before the Arsenal game, and then he went and done, what was it, 20 points there, I think. And then there was another one. I was like, yeah, you can't be without him. He's too owned. He's too much damage to you if you haven't got him.
Plenty of clips of me saying KDB is the only essential in the game, and there's like Just,
Which, I mean, there's the clip of me pre-season saying that I'd never have Salah or Mane in my team, and I've had them both.
Yeah. Phil, just quickly talk about Tammy Abraham. Looking unlikely that I'm going to win this bet. I think it's, how many games has he got left to play?
One.
Is it one more game left?
Yeah, one to get 5 goals.
Yeah. How many games was he out injured again?
He's played every game.
Sure, I haven't seen him. Are you sure about
that? He's played more minutes than Pulisic.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you've won that bet, it would appear. We'll just wait and see, just in case he gets 4 goals. You never know. What's this in chat here? As you said before, the double game week will be overrated for triple captain. Every other player just without a triple captain is just going to copy the most popular triple captain. Yeah, Salah, a lot of people will go for just a set double game week triple captain choice. We've seen it year in, year out. There'll be a lot of people going for Mane, even maybe Salah if he gets back to his form. Vardy is another one that could possibly be. De Bruyne. These players are the players that you'd be looking to triple captain in double game weeks. I'll be very surprised if a big club doesn't come in for KDB, says Simeon Batchelor.
Like who?
That's it. Abraham has apparently got 2 more games in the bet. Apparently, says Tahir in chat. I mean, we'll have to go back and find that out exactly. I can't remember. Moyes is confirmed to West Ham United. Is that serious?
There was talk of it earlier. I don't know if he's going to be like an interim manager for a few weeks or not.
Somebody asked me a minute ago about Adama Traore, and who else was it? Well, I'm going to say Adama Traore is shaping up to be a brilliant FPL asset.
Did you see him just put Mendy in his place for the Jimenez goal?
Oh, man.
Just picks him up and goes.
Steve-O said, Jason, I don't understand why you got rid of Mendy. I knew the moment that happened that Mendy wasn't playing again. I wouldn't be surprised if Zinchenko starts the next 5 or 6 games now. Like, that was awful for Mendy. Like, that's defending 101. Okay? It's
just kick it out.
You just kick it out. You just kick it out. You get taught that at grassroots level if you're a defender and you've got someone closing you down and the ball isn't going to run out of play, you don't just shield the ball like that in that situation with someone like Traore that comes in like a bull in a china shop and literally, arguably some people may have said that was a bit rough the way he dispossessed it and it could have been potentially a foul, but this is a man's sport and you've got to have a bit of leniency towards there's got to be a bit of physicality and he dispossessed Mendy so easy. Mendy kind of it was just like a moment of madness, wasn't it? It's like, what was he thinking? Did he honestly think he was going to shield the ball?
He was like, yeah, I could take him, but in comparison, it's like sort of a Vieira stood next to Sean Wright Phillips. Traore just made him look like a child.
How scared would you be on a field with Traore on the other team? Like
I've got an injury. I can't play that much.
If you were up against Traore, you imagine being a fullback, seeing him bombing at you at full speed. Like the guy is built like a, you know what the saying is like, and he's literally he just goes through people. He goes through people, and he's got the pace that very few people can keep up with.
Wolves have got a nice 3 or 4 games coming up now.
Adama is a god amongst men. He reminds me of a rugby winger.
Jonah Lomu almost.
He reminds me of the Beast from Jonah Lomu. Yeah, he's so fast. I mean, he could make a big name for himself in rugby. He could just go through people. He was like a school bully taking Mendy's lunch. Yeah. Ari Hiroki saying Martial did the same Traore move on Tarkowski and scored, and referee called a foul. It's one of those, Ari Hiroki, honestly, I've seen referees blow for those sort of challenges on Mendy. He obviously came in from behind. He did kind of barge into Mendy whilst dispossessing him. The question you've got to ask is, was a foul committed before the ball was dispossessed, or was the ball dispossessed fairly? Was it a case of... to be honest, I've seen free kicks given for that, but taking nothing away from Traore, he had a blinder against City, and City deserved to lose. Wolves deserved to win that game. Absolutely deserved to win that game.
Talking of the decisions, did you watch all the Liverpool game?
I watched a large portion of the Liverpool game.
Did you see the disallowed goal for Sheffield United?
I don't know if I saw that part. I saw the second half.
Basically, in the first part of the image they show.
Oh yes, yeah. I think I saw it at half-time. I saw it at half-time. Yes.
Yeah, but it's when they're panning out, and then there's a guy in the middle of the field that's like a foot offside, and when they go into the box, he sort of pushes a defender out of the way. So him being offside to get to there, it has to nullify the goal. This
conversation with the 3 letters VAR, because obviously we're talking about this VAR again, and also with Aguero's goal. Obviously, I benefited with Aguero scoring. Did you see the referee interfere with the play there? Although he didn't touch the ball, he didn't touch the ball, but the player had to make a. He
had to move around.
He had to move around the referee, which lost him the control of the ball. So therefore, the referee did have an influence in the play. So surely then a drop ball should be given, but because the referee didn't touch the ball, I think that's why he didn't blow the whistle.
It was a sort of thing like meeting in a corridor where you want to go left and you both go left.
Yeah.
The ref was going left to get out of the way. The player went the same way, but then it was his foot that touched it.
Yeah, exactly. So
it happens. It happens, Jason. We see them goals get disallowed.
I can tell you now. As soon as that goal went in, the referee was thinking, "Oh my god," because when you've seen referees, like I've had it myself in like low level, when you've blown the whistle for a free kick because there's been a bad challenge, but then like a split second later the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah.
because the ball's broken through to a striker and the striker scored, but you've blown the whistle literally a second before. Yeah. So a decision's already been made, and therefore that team then is really kicking up. But then it's a tough one, and that's what I know what the advantage law is there now. But that it's just a tough one for referee. I mean, he had a choice to make. I mean, I'm grateful that he didn't blow up. I really am. I'm grateful.
You and me both.
Yeah. What's this about Liverpool? Benefit from VAR. Story of the season, Liverpool, says Bilal. No, I think Liverpool aren't going to win the Premier League because of VAR. They're going to win the Premier League because they are, by the long shot, the most informed, consistent team in the league.
I think the timing's going to work out perfect for them. I think if by the time they get to January, they should be maybe 20 points clear. And then that's pretty much definitely unattainable.
Are you a VAR in or a VAR out kind of man, Phil? Or are you a VAR reinventing the VAR system where we have referees actually using the pitch side monitors? That would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
I think that's the part of it I do agree has to be in is the goal line technology. I think that was a good part to come in. But the petty things that are coming up with VAR now, especially literally Rizzler papers distance for offsides being given and stuff.
Do you think the angles? I was bringing this up in Discord yesterday, and I spoke about it on the stream. The angles that we're given from VAR, they're
different at every round.
I've seen a camera angle where it's almost 45 degrees looking at the players, and they're trying to make a decision on an offside on an armpit, where you're almost looking at the players front on from a front on position. Does that make sense? So you're having to draw the lines used based on the pitch lines and then drawing up from them. But I think the angle of the camera goes against the attacking player, because you can't, like a linesman, for example, there's a reason why you look at the angle like straight on, because you have the best way of detecting if a player's offside.
It's not even that. It's even the lighting in some grounds affects that, because that might cast a different shadow that makes the player look further offside as well.
Another thing is that the cameras that they use, apparently the frames per second. This is like somebody went on the Reddit, and I read someone on Reddit that there is an element of error on the frames. So if a player traveling at X mile an hour, I can't remember what it is now. It won't detect the frame. So the frame where he's actually parallel as the point the ball is kicked could be skipped to the next frame. And of course, if you're going at high speed, that
your next frame's 2 feet.
The frame 20 and frame 21, that could be there could have been the ball then could have been kicked between those frames, if that makes sense, and the player could have been in between. Honestly, but we're talking about like forensic blimmin' video analysis now, where like, you know, we're seeing 4 minutes. Oh, and it's like we're seeing like 4 minutes for VAR to come up with a decision, and like, is it really?
I think the more important thing is they just need to be more transparent with what's going on during the decisions. Like Bruyne said the other day when Kane's goal went in, they were sat there for 2 or 3 minutes before they even find out anything.
Yeah, and Paul Mansell in chat is saying that a 13 centimetre margin of error is apparently the actual amount of distance. So 130 millimetres margin of error between frames. Wow, that's massive. So basically, it's a gamble then. So going on that, if a player A and player B, a defender and an attacker, are moving at speed, then you are literally running a lottery whether or not you are in frame number 1 or you're in frame number 2. And if you're between that by one, say for example, a 10 millimeters. or no, 100 millimeters. So sake of argument, 10 centimeters instead of 13 centimeters margin of error. So it's pretty disadvantageous. Advantage should always, in my opinion, go to the attacker in that situation. The benefit of the doubt should always go to the attacker. But what we're seeing now is more often than not, VAR taking longer and longer and longer to try and disallow a goal.
Yeah. Looking for any angle that they can try and chalk it off. Yeah,
what can this goal be disallowed? And there's this inconsistencies as well.
But also, you saying about inconsistency, did you, during half time, they mentioned that in the build up to Mane's goal, the ball comes over to Van Dijk at sort of chest height, bounces in front of him, sort of rolls up his arm, and then he passes the ball out to Lallana. So they're saying VAR, because VAR is busy looking at whether or not Lallana handballed it, they're not looking back to see the build up of the play, so they missed the handball from Van Dijk.
I mean, I'm not gonna make this about VAR again. But I mean, I think there's obviously an element of pressure on these folks sitting in the London office where they're sat there looking at the game. They've got to try and, they've got to eventually come up with a decision, and they're obviously going to be criticised again for some of the decisions this weekend. I think that people are just getting sick of it now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a point in time where they're going to review it? They're going to say, right, there's been X amount of decisions that have been incorrect. We're going to review VAR for next season, and we're going to see.
I think there'd be enough of an uproar that they have to do something about it.
Yeah, I think the Drezera in chat saying you can do like in rugby that decisions in VAR has to be a time limited to 1 minute maximum, or like a Hawkeye system where managers or captain can review a decision, and if it fails you lose a review maximum of 3. I think with I don't want managers and captains and players. I don't want players or managers getting involved in VAR at all. I don't want to see players running up to a referee every time a ball bounces up in the penalty area and comes near the chest area of a player screaming handball, because we're starting to see that. We're starting to see that
every time you see it now.
Yeah.
Especially with Man City, I think there was 2 occasions, and then straight away, I think Bernardo Silva was one.
Yeah,
he was up in the ref's faces going, check the camera. You can't be doing that for every challenge.
Literally should be automated. It should be an automatic procedure where it's kind of fluid to the game. So like you think, now we're at the point where a player scores and you just watch them looking up at the like you look all of them look up at the screen.
Yeah.
And like I just think that there's going to be some issues. I think that I think the first thing I'd like to see is the referee run to the pitch side monitor. I think that's the thing that I would like to see the most.
Because they had one today at the.
They've had them every game. They've got them at every game.
One on the side of the
they've
pitch,
got one at they've got them at every game. Or they've got the opportunity to use them at every game. That's what I mean. They've got them at the side of the pitch. They've got screen up there. They've got a little cover on them for the rain and everything like that. And they just don't use them. And I think the argument they said was they don't use them because it takes more time away from the game. Well, I'm sorry, but the time it takes for VAR to review some of the things, the referee could have watched it back about 10 or 15 times. But again, we're not going to make this all about VAR. Jason, would you get Rashford out or Tammy? I would Tammy Abraham. Rashford's in form. Why would you get rid of Rashford? Why isn't the 4th official? This is a good point that Daily Llama raises in chat. Why isn't the 4th official? He's got to monitor the touchline. He's got to keep everything in line there with all the laws of the game, with players' equipment when they come on and off the field, substitutions, things like that. He needs to be a secondary timekeeper and maintain communication with the referee. I think that the referee should be the one. They want to say that the referee has the final say. They want to make it about the referee being the man in charge, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we give the referee? We should have people in an office saying, Mike Dean, we think we've seen something. You need to have a look at this. Mike Dean trots over, looks at the screen, has a look himself, then makes a decision. I want to see that.
Then you can say, "Yeah, I've made a mistake."
I want to see that. I want to see that, and then people would. I think more people would accept that than what's happening at the moment. Get something in the earpiece, and then he makes a silly TV signal, and all the fans are in uproar. I think it's just too easy at the moment to criticize. And the referee must be feeling the pressure as well, because he hasn't seen it back. He can't see it back, and he doesn't know what the guy's
going off of what he's
going off what he's being told. And anyway, I wonder how many controversial VAR issues there has been in the Premier League this season compared to other leagues. But the other leagues have had it longer than us, and they've learned from these mistakes.
I did see a stat that Sheffield United have had 5
JC's
goals.
like, okay, I'll do the opposite. Okay, go ahead, take out Rashford. I did that. Look what happened to me. Just give a ref a lightweight screen on their arm.
Just running around with tablets.
Thank you for the scribe, Dalag. I appreciate that. I don't know why it came up twice, but there I do. There you go. So yes, looking forward to game week 21.
Yep, start of the Champions League. It's all gonna be good.
Yeah, don't take any hits, guys. If you're in the Champions League. I'm looking forward to that. Really, I'm looking forward to that. John Harris says, I hope you're planning to get -20 hit when I play you head-to-head on the Champions League. John Harris, my group is the group of death.
Is John in your group?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I'm hoping my fortunes will return for the Champions League draw anyway. What do you think about Webster?
In other news, how's things going with the wedding plans? Already?
Venue's booked. We think we found the rings. Photographers booked. We just need an evening venue now. But we think we may be getting that sorted for by next weekend. And everything's all right. Eyes to the sky on the organ. It's something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Yes, I'm getting married, everybody, next month. This actually a month tomorrow.
Cool.
A month tomorrow. So yeah. I meant how much controversial VAR causes in the Premier League this season compared to the first time when they were using the other leagues. I don't know the data on that, Anurag. You're getting married time for a -40, says Samir Khan. That's not good. Thank you, Dureko. Anyone else want to jump in? Phil, by all means, stay along here. I'm not going to be going on for too much longer, but if anyone else wants to come on and talk to us about their game week, especially if you didn't have a good game week, I'd like to hear from you. If you're here to just talk about how well your game week went, then I'm sure that you've got plenty of other forums for you to do that. Thank you for the congratulations messages in chat. Thank you for those of you who've joined me this evening to talk about the game week and looking. I'm actually looking forward to. And the great thing about this is, if you had a bad game week, you haven't got to wait long now to the next game week. So forget game week 20. It's all about game week 21, and this is how my team looks for game week 21. Let's just get my team up on the screen here. At the moment, that's how my team's looking. Arguably, Pogba is obviously a risk. Pogba to Martial could be a decent move. If I decide to just save a transfer, I'll either do the Pogba to Martial or I'll save a transfer. Greenwood, I might just play Cantwell, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd play Cantwell over Greenwood and then do the Martial Pogba move. Yeah.
Pogba, Pogba's it's really hurting me. Like I really wanted to see him come back and be the player that I know he can be. He hasn't been for so long now. He's been out. He's been head down. He's been manager after manager.
Even that spell when he come on for the 15 minutes against not Burnley. Anyway, his first appearance back, literally completely lived up the game for United.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that had he have played, I think there would be a good chance he would have influenced something on the game. And I don't feel regret at my decision to bring him in, because, like I said, I need to start thinking of players that no one else owns to score big. Pogba has the ability to do that. Obviously, we haven't seen that for a while now, but didn't pay off. So we'll have to wait and see. Play Cantwell over Aurier. Waste of a time of day. Waste of time, sorry, that guy. I mean, come on, be fair. I mean, you can't really blame Aurier for that. I mean, it's not like he purposely kicked it into his own goal. It was just ricocheted off of him. It was just it was really unlucky. And he can get attacking returns, Aurier. You can get attacking returns. He was lively in that game. Greenwood has been on fire lately. Much better pick than Rashford right now. I think it's a pretty clever pick. Don't swap it for Cantwell, says YB-E. I know. I think Greenwood is on fire, but Ollie just wants to manage his minutes, it seems, and I can't second guess Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. John Harris says Greenwood at 4.3, still a great squad player. What an enabler, if nothing else. Yes.
The other thing to bear in mind is that after the games Wednesday, Thursday is the FA Cup the weekend after that. Is that right? So
it is. Yeah, the weekend after that. Yeah, it is the FA Cup.
You could see certain players, say for example, like Greenwood, being kept for the FA Cup.
Yeah. Bilal says here, Sterling to KDB and Greenwood to Calvert-Lewin. I think those transfers are golden. If they're not for a hit, then they are golden transfers. KDB, if you haven't got him in, get him in. And Calvert-Lewin, I think, is going to keep up his form. The fixtures are good for Everton. And although we're talking about Greenwood being a great player, there's less certainty about him with minutes than Calvert-Lewin. You'd imagine that Calvert-Lewin's going to get game time each week. So yeah, I think that those transfers are good. I would look at possibly doing those. Mane or Vardy captain seat, and Grealish to Traore. Ooh, Grealish to Traore. I mean,
Wolves have got, if you're doing it for this week, they've got three nice good fixtures.
They've got three nice good fixtures. Have you got Jimenez already though? I was watching the stream from the beginning. I thought you were off. What do you mean, Jason? They were great. They were ideas for you. They were ideas for me. Oh right. Oh, Sterling to KDB for me, and then Greenwood to. Right, okay, to Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, I do like those transfers, Bilal. I really do. I thought it was for you. Sorry. No, I do like those transfer moves. Would you prefer Ali or Martial? I would prefer Martial unless you owned another Man United attacker. And then, I mean, if you own Rashford, you could be greedy and try and double up. But I think that's a close one. What about you, Phil?
Yeah, I wouldn't like the double up personally myself. With them front seven, I think you got, other than the Salah Mane double up, really you need to try and spread your assets around. Go for that main goal scorer or provider in every team.
That move, Bilal, would be a -4, and I certainly don't want to be taking more hits. I've taken enough as it is. I thought the stream was off, not you. Sorry for my English. No, I'm still here. I'm still streaming for a little bit longer. Probably not for too much longer, to be honest with you. Is that FPL Booner in the chat?
Yeah, 60 points he's ended up on this week.
Evening or what a weird game week. A red arrow with 64 points. That's ridiculous. At least I'm still ahead of Davey P. What does Davey P end up on? Let's bring up his team.
I think it was about 30 points. I think he had Salah captain. He had Mane playing.
Oh, he's on 40 points. So you had Aurier, Soyuncu, Chilwell, Soyuncu, Chilwell blanking. He's got nothing from Lundstrom. He's got 2 points, 3 points off the bench. Is Salah captain? Oh, but yeah, De Bruyne save him. De Bruyne saved him. He had Tammy Abraham in. Oh my life. Davey P. You still had a better game week than me, mate. Still had a. Who am I thinking of captaining for Game Week 21? Well, I can tell you now that I'm probably going to either captain Jamie Vardy. I'm worried about. This is the crazy thing. I bring Aguero in, but now I'm worried. I'm worried that Jesus is going to start. What's your thoughts on that, Phil?
No, I think Aguero's in now.
You reckon?
Pep wants to at least make some sort of stand for. It's bad enough if he loses the league by 20 points. At least if he makes a stand and only cuts it down to 10 by the end of the season, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I would probably go with Jamie Vardy or Sheffield United at home, Salah. One of Salah or Vardy for me.
I'm tempted by Richarlison at Newcastle.
Well, that would be nice.
He's got to score sooner or later.
FPL Boona says, has anyone got any shouter for me? The bailiffs have kicked me out of Davey P's head. It was so warm and cozy as well. Oh, this rivalry, Boona, what's going on? Salah and Mane, says YBE. On form, you'd have to say Mane.
Saying that, if we talk about change arounds, if you look at Boona, I believe he told me he was, I think it was 4 or 5 weeks ago, he was 80 points behind Dave, and now he's 50 points ahead of him.
That's ridiculous.
Even Juggernauts, like you see his numbers in the 6 weeks of Christmas, 370 odd points. So no, he broke 400, wasn't it? So he's averaging 70 points a game week.
That's wow. That's mad. It's mad. I mean, let me just bring this up.
So like Steve-O says, we're a bunch of going against a bunch of freaks in here, man. They just
Juggernauts. I need to know that. I mean, he knows the future. That's how you know he does. He's been doing so well. I know he pays close attention to Steve-O's history, it's just going from strength to strength for Juggernauts. But I think we're naturally coming towards the end of the show. I know that we haven't got anyone in the waiting room wanting to talk about their teams. Obviously, a lot of disappointment this game week for a lot of people, including myself. But people taking advantage. People taking advantage of the fact that it's been a low-scoring game week, getting 60-plus points. Well done to you guys. You must have seen a great green arrow. Well done to Steve-O for being above me. Well done. Big clap. Everybody clap together now. Let's all clap together. Join me, Phil. Come on.
Well done, Steve-O.
Boona.
Brilliant. Start clapping.
Start clapping, Boona. Come on. He's gone. He probably thought, what's going on? He probably thought, what's happening here? I've just joined Discord and they're all clapping. But no, thank you ever so much for joining me this evening, and I look forward to the preview show, which I think Steve-O mentioned would be on Tuesday at some point. Pay attention on to Twitter. We will announce the time, and have a good evening, guys, and enjoy. If you're still off work, enjoy it, and look forward to the preview. Take care.
Take care, mate.